Good evening. Call this meeting to order. Ms. Marcus, time is 5:30. Which is item number 1 on the agenda. Item number 2 is meeting recess to closed session in accordance with sections 551.071 to 551.087, inclusive Texas Government Code, Texas Open Meeting Law, PEC Legal. We will recess to closed session at 5:30. We'll be back. Thank you. Good evening. I show 7:10 to reconvene back in open session. We'll begin tonight as we do every night with the prayer and the pledges. Tonight's prayer will be delivered by Trustee Kaminski, the pledges by Trustee Neel.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the many blessings that you've bestowed on each of us. As we gather this evening to conduct the business of Waller ISD and attend to the needs of your children, we seek your guidance and grace. Father, we thank you for the successful start of the school year, and we ask your continued blessings on the entire Waller ISD staff and students. And finally, Father, we ask your forgiveness in the areas we failed you. These things we ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor to Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Very good. Thank you, trustees. Item number 4 on the agenda, public comment on agenda items. Marcus, I don't believe we have any. Brings us to item number 5, consent agenda. Board members, you were presented with the board packet a few days ago. If you have any questions on the consent agenda, now would be the time to ask.
I did have 2 questions. There's one in here, number 8, the annual estimated cost of bus repairs, and for Kirsch International, what sort of repairs do we have done here?
Bus repairs?
Bus repairs that we don't do in our own shop.
Yeah, so I think there's certain, if I remember correctly, there are certain repairs that require certain certifications, and if our staff are not certified to perform those, or they're out of their expertise, then they will send them out for repairs.
Okay. The other question was on the diesel annual with Suncoast.
Yes, sir.
How often is that contract put out for bid to where,
We don't have to bid out fuel.
right? So are you getting a good deal?
I mean, we leave it up to our transportation team to evaluate that. I can ask them what their procedures are to evaluate it, but I don't feel like it's a bad deal.
Probably not. But, so this one is specific, or maybe I should ask if the vendor is Suncoast.
Yes,
But-
sir.
And I know we've done business with them for years.
Yes, sir.
But I just didn't know if there was someone else on my board, if there were, I mean, through the state, or is this through the state, is this specific to Suncoast?
So fuel is a non-bid item through the Texas Education Code, and so there's not like co-ops or bids out there for fuel.
All right.
Yeah, and I can get the information as far as how they evaluate the fuel companies. A lot of it depends on who will come out here.
Yeah, it seems like way back, we did, I think, Bryan, maybe you recall, we were getting the terminal plus some markup, so, okay. Oh, all right, that's good, thanks.
On the Suncoast item, can you also find out, do that include renting tanks from them, or are we owning our own?
We have our own
tanks?
tanks.
Okay.
Board members, any other questions? At this time, I'll accept a motion on item 5, consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Trustee Lowe and a second by Trustee Kaminski that we approve the consent agenda. Board members, any questions or comments before you vote? Please cast your votes. All votes in. No worries, Your motion
Oh, okay.
I'll follow through on that when I'm scheduled. Trustee Neel's training yet. Motion passes 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstain. All right, takes us to our regular agenda, item 6. 6A, consider resolution authorizing district to join litigation against TEA regarding school district accountability ratings. Presented by Ms. Ellen Spalding.
Oh, I touched that. Okay. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Superintendent Bryan. You have before you a resolution to consider joining other neighbors and school districts near you and across the state in a lawsuit against the Texas Education Agency requesting and seeking the transparency in accountability ratings. You would be joining if you approve this resolution as an interpleader led by Attorney David Thompson.
Thank you, board members, any questions? All right. At this time, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna suggest maybe a little background information for the audience.
Absolutely. So, as you all know, every year school districts are rated on accountability based on your students' STAR and, of course, exams and other measures. This year, we are in a situation where the rules under which you are being rated for last year's students changed and are changing after you've already taught and tested those students. There is a concern, a big one, that this is not transparent. This is not fair to the students. This is not fair to the teachers who taught the students. This is not fair to the administrators who worked hard all year to ensure that their campuses were preparing their students, teaching them, preparing them. And so there are multiple school districts in the state of Texas that have engaged in conversation with the Commissioner of Education, asking him to hold harmless for 1 year while he changes the accountability standards, which is what has happened every time in the past when accountability standards have changed. Those discussions have not been successful to date, and so different lawyers and school districts have engaged in a lawsuit to further urge transparency. So far, it may already be working because, as we know, there was a slowdown this week with the commissioner deciding to take a pause on information that was supposed to come out, ratings that were supposed to come out, and information that was supposed to come out toward the end of September. It now looks like there's a pause at least till October. So hopefully some of this urging and discussion by school districts has led to some good conversation, and maybe there'll be a resolution.
Mr. Kaminski, if I can add, from the school district's perspective, we pleaded with the commissioner, along with all Region 4 school districts, in March that the changes they were talking about at the time going into effect were going to affect students that were, one, already graduated from Waller ISD or had already taken the test or were just about to take the test. In school districts, that would be your doctor prescribing medication for you after you're already gone. It's a little late at that point in time, and we asked them to do what TEA has always done when they've implemented a new accountability system. They have given the school districts a 1 year hold harmless in preparation for that new accountability system. But for the people of Waller, as I explained to local elected officials earlier this week, Waller has done a very good job of college and career readiness. Over 50% of the students graduating Waller High School graduated with some form of certification, an industry-based certification, which in the past, under TEA's old rankings, would have ranked an A++. This year, that ranking will get Waller High School no more than a C. So they've artificially changed not only the test that the kids are taking, they're also changing the accountability system of how school districts are ranked, and it's very punitive to especially school districts that emphasize career readiness. And I think that's a disservice to the students of the state of Texas. It's a disservice to our parents, it's a disservice to our community, and it also is going to force school districts, and this is what this will do, it will force school districts to pick an area of study and stay with it and give kids absolutely no choice in exploring career opportunities in this state. And I think the state of Texas has forgotten the point of TEA, and that is to assist school districts, not to punitively punish them after the fact. And we are hoping that TEA in this lawsuit will take a breath, come to the table, and have conversations that are fair to children and fair to the students of our district. It is almost like they're pushing us back to every kid goes to college. And that is the push that this new accountability system really does. And if you're in a school district where 90% of your kids go to college, you're probably not too scared of this accountability system. But in school districts, like most school districts in the state of Texas, we have quite a few kids exploring diverse career paths, and we want to be able to provide for all of them. And that is not counted in this system, nor did it give the school districts time to even adjust to the new rankings. And as of today, we do not have the 23-24 accountability manual from the state, which tells us what they're looking for and how they're looking for it. And that is, today is September 12th. We should have had that early last year so we knew what we were looking at coming into this year. So that's what we're asking that the state will take a pause, come to the table, and hopefully have some sanity about them.
Anybody want to follow that? What I understand is ultimately, bottom line, the lawsuit will challenge the transparency of the state over the rules that we're being held accountable to.
That's exactly right.
And transparency is probably used loosely. I mean, it's transparency, the definition, there's some sort of look into, right? You know, we have no visibility to what the rules are. And the hold harmless, like they've done in the past for so many years, that is not here. Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion on item 6A.
I'll make a motion, we authorize the district to join litigation against the TEA regarding school district accountability ratings as presented.
Thank you. I have a motion by Trustee Flukinger, a second by Trustee Campbell, that we approve the resolution to authorize the district to join litigation against TEA. Any questions or comments before you vote? I'll make one comment as a board member. I'm really disappointed that such external factors have put us in such a position. I don't enjoy doing this with Benny and Angie. There's lots of principals in the room too. I hope that you can send a message back to the teachers and everyone there that we care about the kids. Y'all take care of the kids, right? Just do the right thing for the kids. You know, that's our first priority. When we're forced to address legal and political matters, I don't want them to lose any sleep over. I want them to leave that up to us. Okay, so just continue to do everything that they can to make our kids successful. That's what school should be about. So, okay, board members, please cast your votes. All votes in. Motion passes 7-4. 0 against, 0 abstaining. Thank you. Item 6B, consider approval of water line easement for elementary school number 7 in Brittany.
Good evening, President Warren, Mr. Kaminski, and Board. It is my recommendation that we consider the approval of a water line easement with Harris County Mud District Number 493 on the site of the Elementary 7 in Bridgeton. This will allow the municipal utility district number 493 to connect and construct a new water line to the elementary, which is scheduled for completion in the summer of 2024. It's my recommendation that the board approve the water line easement with Harris County Mud on the site of elementary number 7 in the Bridgeland as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Mays. Board members, any questions? If there are no questions, I will I will entertain a motion on item 6B for the approval of water line easements of elementary 7.
I'll make a motion that we approve, the water line easement with Harris County Mud, number 493, on the site for elementary, number 7 in Brittany, as presented by Ms. Dennis.
I have a motion by Trustee Herrera and a second by Trustee Neel for approving 6B, water line easement, Harris County, for elementary school number 7. Board members, any comments or questions before you vote? Please cast your votes. All votes in. Motion passes 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstained. Mr. Mays, 6C, consider approval of water easement for elementary school number 7.
All right. This will allow the Mud District number 492 to construct and connect the new water meter easement to the elementary, which is scheduled for completion in summer of 2024. It is my recommendation that the board approves the water meter easement with Harris County Mud number 493 on the site of elementary number 7 in Bridgeland as presented.
Thank you. Board members, any questions? At this time, then I'll entertain a motion on item 6C for the water meter easement in elementary school number 7.
Move we approve the water meter easement, especially since we just approved
We did. They go hand in hand.
I second.
So what I have is a motion by Trustee Kaminski and a second by Trustee Herrera that we consider approval of water easement with Harris County Mud 493 on the site for elementary number 7 in Bridgeton. Any questions or comments before you vote? Please cast your votes. All votes in. Motion passes 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstained. Mr. Mays, I see a trend.
Yeah, go. Keep it going.
Consider approval of sanitary sewer easement.
I really want you to approve this one.
Yeah. Not for me. All right. This allows for the connection and the construction of the sanitary sewer easement, which is scheduled for completion of the elementary in summer of 2024. It is my recommendation that the board approve the sanitary sewer easement with Harris County Mud 493 on the site for elementary 7 in the Bridgeland as presented.
Mr. Mays, any questions, board members? All right, at this time I will entertain a motion on item 6D, the sanitary sewer easement for elementary 7.
I approve, since we approved the meter and the water line, that we approve the sanitary sewer easement, Harris County Mud 493 on the site for elementary school number 7 in Bridgeton.
Thank you. All right, I have a motion by Trustee Flukinger and a second by Trustee Campbell that we approve the sanitary sewer for elementary school number 7. Board members, any questions? Any questions, comments before you vote? I'm sorry. Please cast your votes. All votes in. Motion passes 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstained. Turn the page, oh look.
That's one. That's one.
Ms. May, 6E, 6E, approval of consider approval of storm sewer easement.
All right, this will allow, once again, for the Mud District to construct and connect the storm sewer easement for the elementary, which is scheduled for completion in summer of 2024. It's my recommendation that the board approve the storm sewer easement for Harris County Mud 493 on the site of elementary number 7 as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Mays. Board members, any questions? Seeing that there is, I'm sorry, go ahead, Judy.
The question, the storm sewer easement versus the mud district easement. The mud usually tied to the sanitary water, not the storm.
They're on this one.
They are on this one.
Yes.
Mud takes care of all that. Everyone's a different animal.
If there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion at this time on item 6E, approval of the storm sewer easement for elementary 7.
To consider approval of storm sewer easement with Harris County Mud for 493 on the site of elementary number 7 in Bridgeland.
Second.
And I have a motion by trustee Neel and a second by trustee Lowe for the approval of the storm sewer easement on elementary school number 7. Board members, any questions or comments before you vote? Please cast your votes. And that vote's in. Motion passes 4-0 against 0 abstentions. All right, very good. So item 6F brings me great pleasure to welcome elementary school, Chief of Schools Elementary, Angie Davis, to discuss 6F, consider recommendations for the naming of elementary numbers. Okay, I'm sorry, Angie. Stop here.
Get Sarah in front of,
Oh, man.
All right. Good evening, board. It is an honor to present to you tonight the administration's recommendation for the naming of elementary 6 in the Delrose subdivision and the name of elementary 7 in the Bridgeland subdivision. We would like to begin with elementary number 7 in the Bridgeland subdivision. During a special called meeting of the Board of Trustees on March 23rd, 2020, the board voted unanimously to name a new school in honor of former Waller ISD Superintendent Mr. Richard McCready, who passed away following a battle with pancreatic cancer.
At the time of the resolution, the school was non-existent. Tonight, we are honored to announce that the legacy of Superintendent McCready will live forever in the Bridgeland Elementary School, which is currently under construction and will open in August 2024. Elementary number 7 in the Bridgeland subdivision will be named Richard T. McCready Elementary.
Mr. McCready was a lifelong educator who served the Waller ISD family from 1995 to 2010. He was the high school principal, assistant superintendent, and finally superintendent. Mr. McCready was known for his servant's heart, compassionate leadership, and commitment to our community.
His wife, Mrs. Sharon McCready, is in attendance tonight. She herself is a retired Waller ISD elementary school teacher who shares the same love and commitment for the Waller ISD family that Mr. McCready exemplified daily. Celebrating Mr. McCready by naming an elementary school in his honor could not be more apropos to celebrate the McCready family's passion for education, family, friends, and community. Before we show a brief preview video of both elementary schools tonight, please know that the graphics packages you're about to see are not final. They are drafts for the purposes of tonight's presentation.
And now, here's a quick look at Richard T. McCready Elementary, the home of future Mustangs.
On behalf of our work family, we are honored to present the administration's recommendation and a resolution for your consideration for the naming of elementary number 6 in the Delrose subdivision, which will also open in August 2024.
We believe this school should bear the name of someone who carries many attributes we work hard to instill in our students: a strong work ethic, service to the community, commitment to family, and a lifelong love of learning. Identifying a pillar of our Waller ISD family who is a role model of these traits. Someone who is a walking example of the Waller way. Someone who we are proud for our staff and students to look up to was not hard.
We found someone who is a lifelong resident of Waller ISD, someone who graduated from Waller High School, went on to graduate from Texas A&M University, and returned home to work and raise his family with his high school sweetheart. For years, he worked tirelessly as a farmer, husband, and father. He has served as a leader of his family, church, community, and our school district. Eventually, he became a grandfather and retired, but it's important to know that by his definition, retired simply means working when he wants to and where he wants, volunteering for a variety of services from concession stands to booster clubs, and attending school games and events as often as possible.
His roots are right here in this boardroom, where he once attended elementary school and now serves our community. In 34 years of unpaid work on our Board of Trustees, he has only missed 2 meetings, handed out countless diplomas, signed countless documents, and helped lead this district to greatness. Board, tonight, we recommend that elementary number 6 in the Delrose subdivision be named John Bryan Lowe Jr. Elementary. To be affectionately the school will affectionately be called Lowe Elementary, after the man who sits here tonight, best known as Trustee Bryan Lowe. Joining us tonight is Mr. Lowe's family.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is a preview of Lowe Elementary, home of the future Lions.
Thank you so much, Ms. Davis and Ms. Marcus. Board members, do we have any questions or comments? And I have a feeling we're gonna have at least one.
I made a big mistake. I've been on the board, like I said, 34 years. I've never been in the classroom one day and taught any kid. And that's what I thought school was named after. Teachers. Dedicated your life. I do this because I love to do this. I never expected this. You know? Thank y'all. I don't deserve it, in my opinion. And Mike, while I got the mic, I want to thank y'all for lifting me up in prayers. Like I said, I've only missed 2 board meetings in 34 years. The last one, it could have gone the wrong way. I was pretty sick. In fact, I was in the hospital for a week when anybody knew I was there. So. Thank y'all very much.
All right, with that, at this time, I will entertain a motion to consider the recommendations for the naming of elementary schools number 6 and 7 as presented in 6F.
I make a motion that we approve the recommendation for naming, the naming of the elementary number 6 and number 7 as presented by Amy Davis and Sam.
I have a motion to accept the recommendation for the naming of elementary schools 6 and 7 by Trustee Herrera and a second by Trustee Campbell. Any questions or comments before you vote? Board members, please cast your votes.
Sorry. I know it's a surprise. But, you know, a couple of things come to mind, really, and maybe it seems strange to you, but if you're an elected official, maybe you'll understand it. It's important that you get out and vote. It was important back in the early 90s that you got out and voted for school board, because there was a board sitting here in Waller ISD that had the courage to go to Big Lake, Texas, and hire 2 people, because they felt that we needed change, and so they brought those 2. And tonight we're naming a school after Mr. McCready. So, like I said, it's I just look at things differently sometimes. So it's important to vote. I think it's important that we recognize, Richard, if you've ever gone to any kind of an education seminar or education continuing ed, where there are a lot of educators across the state, if you're with Richard, it's hard to get from one place to another, because about every 3 steps, someone else encounters you that knows Richard. And so you stop and you visit, and so there's always a story, and then when they walk off, Richard kind of gives you the backstory, and you take about another 3 steps, and now there's someone else, and so you never get to the class, which probably was okay. It's an honor to name the elementary school after Richard and Bryan. There's no one else more deserving of the school. So I'm glad that I'm on the board and to see that. The only thing I'm really concerned about is when we start reviewing scores and they say we're going to look at the low scores. I guess you'll just have to deal with it. So, thank you.
Getting back to Richard. Yeah, we went back, me, William's daddy, Jim and Bill Hawkins went out to Big Lake to interview, looking for a superintendent. And his name was Bob Carruthers. And he told you how Callie's cabbage. I've never seen this before in my life. He even put 2 people down on the list that hated him. They didn't like him. And he put it down as references. And so we hired him. He got here. We was having problems with our high school. And Bob Carruthers says, I got the man. And all 7 of us that night says, go get him. I don't care how much it costs to get him here. And when we got him here, he told me, he says, yep, I finally got out of the doghouse. My wife is from Texas City. She's been out at Big Lake all these years.
Mr. McCreevy, I didn't get a chance to work, around Mr. McCreevy as much, but my dad sure has fond memories. He to this day continues to talk about good memories and good stories. And where the education industry, as everybody knows, is pretty critical, right? There's a lot of people that are quick to say something bad about somebody. I've never heard anyone say one close to negative thing about Mr. McCreevy, and he's left quite a legacy. So. And Mr. Lowe, same. Literally, I don't know life I've known you my entire life. Stories all the time about that. I practically grew up in your swimming pool in your house as well with Keith and the others. And you served on the board with my dad. You two set some amazing examples for us, and it's just an honor that I get to serve with you as well. To this day, Mr. Lowe continues to complain to me and tell me to call him Bryan. I just say, Mr. Lowe, I'm sorry. That's not gonna happen. So, 2 very deserving individuals to be put on the side of the schools. If this passes, congratulations. Anything else, board members? All right, at this time, I'll consider a motion for the approval of the naming of elementary schools. Did I? Got it. You're right. You jinxed me earlier. All right, so motion from Trustee Herrera, second from Trustee Campbell. Please cast your votes. All votes in. Motion passes. I'd like to just take a quick 10-minute recess for families in the audience, and we'll reconvene back in short 5 or 10 minutes. So. All right. This marks the time, it's 8 o'clock. Reconvene the meeting. All right, which takes us to information items, number 7A for our construction update.
All right.
Follow that.
Yeah, it's a little hard to follow. Hey, but I'll be quick but efficient. How does that sound? That work? All right, good evening, board, once again. Construction update. We'll start with 2019 construction update. First thing we'll look at is Waller Junior High renovation and addition, phase 2, abatements and demolition. No, it's still Scott. My love. Again. You're on the list.
done right.
We should unplug it. Give it a second.
Good update.
There we go. All right. Hey, let's start over. All right. Bond update for September. Construction 2019 bond construction update. We'll start with Waller Junior High and its renovation and addition. The phase 2 abatement and demolition are complete, as well as the building pad, which we'll show you in a minute. Hollow Military renovation, new emergency generator is scheduled for shipment on November the 15th. And the priority 1 projects, Fieldstore Elementary chiller re-released for bids for due on September 27th. And construction plans for the emergency generator are being revisited as we speak. All right, so let's talk about Waller Junior High. We'll talk about phase 1, which was completed summer 23, which you guys have seen a lot of. Then we'll go into phase 2, summer 24. Demolished construction working on phase 1 punch list. The auxiliary stadium bleachers, they have been removed and it is complete. The abatement and demolition of phase 2 West Campus is complete. Phase 2 building pad, as well as I mentioned earlier, is complete. Underground plumbing is in progress. The fire system is being installed, as well as the overhead electrical, HVAC, and plumbing has started as well. They are drilling the piers and are scheduled to start for phase 2 of West Campus rebuild. Underground plumbing is scheduled to start in the rebuild area as well as the air handlers are on site. All right, so this is the art classroom, originally the library, and there will be 3 art classrooms with a courtyard that will come right outside by that big tree that is located right there. This is phase 2, the building pad. This is the east side of the campus. Some of you guys may remember there was some classrooms and as well as some athletics locker rooms that were sitting in this location. Next, this is also the building pad underground utilities, and you see that they're doing the underground work there. This is inside of the building. This is the underground sanitary. This picture to the right is the hallway that is right behind the auditorium coming into the new building, right in front of where the old nurses station was. And then next, you will see the MVP rough ends. This is being constructed as we speak. Auditorium fire and sprinkler, so they are working on that as well. As you see, there's a second floor. If you can look at that picture, there's a second floor that they have constructed to be able to get up there and not have to be on ladders, and so they can walk around on that floor of the auditorium. And, you know, it's pretty neat. If you want, that is something pretty neat to go see. You can't see any of the auditorium seating because they haven't completely covered. And as you look, the air working hole right there, they are leaving those in. There was an individual that asked me that a while back if they were leaving them in, and they are still there and getting cleaned. Construction 22 bond construction update. Next, elementary 6 and 7, which we just learned a lot about just a few seconds ago. I had an opportunity to go out to both elementaries yesterday. It's amazing that if you go out to both sites, it looks like the construction company is at the same spot in both sites. I mean, it's amazing. All the steel is up and it's remained on schedule for August of 2024. Elementary 8 construction documents are in progress. The RFQ was issued for a selection of the construction manager. The Agricultural Science Center construction documents in progress. Construction remains on schedule for late 23. And then Educational Service Center design development is ongoing, and the construction is scheduled to start in early 24. All right. Turlington Elementary Priority 1 driveway improvements. New parent driveway pavement and light pole installation is complete. Schultz Junior High Priority 1 improvements. The bleacher arrivals is scheduled for October at delivery and to begin putting those in, and the graphic package has been ordered as well. Priority 1 improvements, construction manager at risk delivery method was approved in August. Selection of the construction manager is in October for the November approval. All right. Elementary 6 and 7, and I'll show you a picture of those in a minute. The site pavement is ongoing, steel erection is nearly complete. Masonry is scheduled to start the week of September 5th, which is behind us. Fireproofing has started in the kitchen and the central plant areas. MEP hangers and duct straps are in progress. The hollow metal frames are on site, and pre-construction meeting for CMU and framing are completed, and will be the next step as well. So here's the aerial view of elementary 6. I don't know how long ago this picture was taken, but I can tell you pretty much all that concrete area is covered right now with the steel and some of the roof covering. Plumbing and carriers are installed here as well. Next, you will see the steel erection with the deck installed. Steel erection was well further in progress than this shows. Elementary number 7, which is in Bridgeland. Aerial site overview for that location. View of the front entry. This is the progress of the kitchen, the roof decking, and the fireproofing for MEP. Next, you will see the joist and metal decking in progress at the gym and cafeteria area. All right, next we'll talk about the Educational Service Center. We are currently working on a schematic design. Stewart Builders is continuing to work on the construction budget, and current project start is for February of 24. This is kind of a site plan for that entire area of where we're discussing of putting the Education Service Center, which is down here at the bottom. You have to your far right, bottom right-hand corner is the Transportation Center. The top right corner is the bus, fuel, and wash station, as well as the Waller High School Ag Born in the top middle, and to the left is Future Elementary School number 8. All right. Agriculture Service Center, Agriculture Science Facility, sorry about that. We are at 75% of construction documents. Stewart Builders is continuing to work on the construction budget, and the current project start for that is in December of 23. Here's an overhead rendering of the actual agricultural facility. To your top left up there, those are the pens for our cows. And if the other leg of the building up at the top right is where we would have our pigs, sheep, and goats. Front elevation rendering. This is if you look at you look at the pillars there. The kind of looks just like the front entrance of the current high school, and that was our goal to make those two areas match the high school and the ag facility as well. Here's Turlington Elementary. There's the bus faculty and parent driveways are complete and open for use. New light poles and fixtures installed. Driveway signs and new gates have been installed, and faculty parking lot has been restriped along with the fire lane refreshed. So here's the parent drive, as well as there's another picture of the parent drive as well, with nice fresh paint. Additional faculty parking, which was definitely needed. Faculty drive here, another picture of that. And then Schultz Junior High, the corridor tile and wainscot is complete. Graphic package signage has been ordered. Cafeteria microwave stations are being installed as we speak. Well, they're waiting for the roll-up doors to be able to close them in is the last thing that we're waiting on. The gym wall pads that typically goes behind your basketball goals have been installed in the competition and auxiliary gym. And the new bleachers have been ordered, and the old bleachers, the large bleachers on the left-hand side of the competition gym have been completely demoed and waiting to be installed in October, early November. And then the visitor side bleachers will come out as well, and those new ones will be installed. So that is the construction updates of September. Any questions?
The only remark problem is, I guess, the numbers 6 and 7 will change the names next.
Yes, they will change the next board, that is correct.
We couldn't
Pretty
send those out
close.
in the packet for you, because the names would have been on them.
I don't know. I'm an Aggie too.
So it's, just to be fair, I mean, you're kind of the pinch hitter.
Yes.
So, I'll strike some of these. Do you know, on elementary 6 and 7, are there any change orders that are on the books or coming, or any?
I do know that, not even
Melissa's
no.
here too, so no, there's no change orders coming. We pride ourselves on no change orders. I think high school, we built that whole facility, and I don't think we had, maybe a handful, if any, change orders, nothing big.
No, I mean, so there are changes happening, but they're all within the contingency dollars. So there are change proposal requests being processed, but they're all within the budget that you all approved. So a change order would be coming back to you asking for more money, and that is not in the cards at all. That's not forecasted.
Okay. The Field Store Elementary, the chiller had to be rebid. What, is there a backstory there?
I'm sure there is.
Yes,
And structural revisions for the generator? What about, and I don't know, Melissa, maybe you or Kristen, what's the extent of the renovation in the old auditorium here? I mean, I know fire sprinklers up in the ceiling, and I think theater light and sound.
Yes, theater, I can tell you that theater lights down. There is some of the seating will be replaced, some of the old seating that was broken. The goal is to replace that, and if I remember correctly, we are staining the floor, the concrete floors.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's essentially a lot of finish updates, but the functionality of the lighting and then the fire sprinkler for building code purposes.
It's not a complete
No.
interior redo. It's actually a great space. It was just more of a cosmetic, safety, and lighting and sound system.
You're gonna be able to match those seats? You're replacing some of them or repairing?
Repairing.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's.
Thank you. Takes us to item number 8, public comment on non-agenda items, which I believe we have one. Is there a Mary McCormick? Hi, Mary. While you come up, I want to read some of our board policy on public speakers just quickly. Now's the time to hear public comment on non-agenda items. Before we begin, I want to make you aware of board policy related to public comments. No presentation shall exceed 3 minutes, and public comments must not mention any employees by name or position or contain any personally identifiable references. Mr. Bayless will start the timer when you begin, and it will be when the time has elapsed. We ask that you please share your name and direct your remarks to the board. According to law, the board may not take action on any item that is not on the agenda. Specific factual information or recitation of existing policy may be furnished in response to inquiries, but the board shall not deliberate or decide regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with the notice of the meeting. The board will seriously consider the matter brought to its attention appropriately. Please know that your comments are very important to us, and we thank you for your input. That's a whole bunch of words, just to tell you that we appreciate you coming, appreciate you talking. By law, we're not going to be able to interact on what you bring out, but thank you for coming. When you're ready, your timer will start.
Okay. My name is Elizabeth McCormick. I work at Western Rock. I'm the manager there. I came here today, first of all, to discuss and see if anybody can help me with the parking lot we call it out there when the school is in the morning and afternoon, especially when they're let out. There's so many cars. But someone's fixed that. And so I made the decision, and I'm so grateful that I did, because I got to hear Mr. McGreevy become named for that school. He's an amazing man, and I'm so grateful. I could have jumped for joy. I texted my boss immediately because they were in the breakfast club together, so that was awesome, and congratulations. which I'm a husband, I'm sure he knows you. So I decided to come here and thank y'all. Instead of coming here or saying, or not coming, put it that way. I'm so grateful I came. I got to see 8 schools. Hello, y'all are busy. I see teachers here, and I'm amazed. I've been in Waller for 30 years. I've lived across from which was Schultz, now Holloman, for 25 of those years. I've worked 23 of those years across from there, and these people are there before I get to work. I'm there at 7:30 every morning already. So hey, hats off to y'all, because I'm ready to go to bed. So my whole thing was, I just wanted to come here and thank y'all and thank whoever did whatever they did, because it's amazing. It works well now. I don't have to hear from any of my customers that y'all should just shut down for 2 hours, and I don't have to drive around a car line from Prosperity Bank on one way, going the wrong way to go to work, if I go to the bank or go anywhere else. So I'm so grateful. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for everything y'all doing too. Wow, that's a lot. So I graduated 3 children from here, and Holloman Elementary was your school. I'm so grateful. HOLLO. That is our school, and I'm so happy to have it across the street, and I'm grateful that they fixed it. So thank y'all. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Gorman.
Yes, sir.
Be wise to maybe give you another 3 minutes. All right, that'll take us to item number 9, future board items. October, we have class size exceptions. We have new course offerings for junior high and high school, for the bilingual and ESL program and evaluations, as well as public hearing on the financial integrity rating system of Texas with the first report. Well, foreshadowing, I think we have a fantastic report to tell you. Item number 10, important dates. Superintendent Moran.
Yes, sir. Week tonight, I hope we can get this kind of turnout. The week tonight is a very special night for Waller ISD and for some of the students in Waller ISD. This is our summer graduation ceremony. It will be next Thursday night at Waller High School, and some of these are early grads, some of these are a little bit late grads, but the point is they're getting across the finish line, and that's a credit to our high school staff. And it's always we have the big graduation in the spring where 500 graduate, and that's nice, but sometimes it's nice to see the interaction when there's 10 or 20 graduating, and that's just a special feeling and a nice night. And Waller High School does such a good job of making every kid feel special when they come across that stage to get the diploma. So if y'all could be there, obviously we would love to have you all as well. And then before you know it, we're entering the grading report period 1 and progress report 2. And a student staff holiday, or student holiday, staff development. Sorry. I saw Dr. ready to run through the door. No, it's a staff development holiday. So we'll have the students out, but staff will be here meeting their requirements for this day.
So, Moran, there was one thing I forgot to add to the agenda. The homecoming pep rally is next Wednesday, starting at 7 o'clock.
So you can spend your Wednesday and Thursday nights with us and come to the homecoming pep rally. It is open to the public, and it is a nice night to celebrate with Waller High School and have the community there as well, and then come back the next night and see the results of the work, and such a special night. So, what time does the homecoming pep rally start? 7 o'clock.
Very good. That takes us to item number 11, the adjournment. I want to thank everyone for coming out. It's a very special meeting. It's a great night. We thank you. But Marcus is 8:20, and I consider us adjourned.